Now, unless you've been living under a rock, Liverpool have made some absolutely huge moves in the transfer window, and it appears that there could be some big moves coming late into the window. Now, as a diehard Liverpool fan myself, this is something that's pretty unique to this transfer window. Obviously, we have made some big moves, but it's always been sort of a thing that Liverpool have not spent as much money as the other teams in the Big Six. Frankly, I think that that's been drastically overblown over the past couple years. I think Liverpool just won't spend money like idiots, like, Manchester United, sometimes Manchester City, just some of the other big-name clubs. But so far, it's been completely announced by the club that we've signed both Jeremy Frimpong and Florian Wirtz from Bayer Leverkusen. Jeremy Frimpong, $35 million, and I believe the Florian Wirtz transfer... Yeah, the Florian Wirtz transfer is a club record 136 million euros. So we've already spent more money this transfer window than I have pretty much ever seen Liverpool spend. And now on top of that, on the horizon, we are going to sign Kerkez from Bournemouth for a reported, I believe it's in the 40 million euro, 40 million pound range. So Liverpool have already splashed more cash and made some big changes to the team thus far. I love the Jeremy Frimpong transfer because 35 million, and we have the likes of both Frimpong and Connor Bradley, two kind of different right backs. They offer different roles within the team, so to speak, and I think that will be really beneficial. I think the Kerkez one will be a little interesting because I think Slot probably anticipated Kerkez coming into Liverpool, Andy Robertson staying and playing more of a dressing room role for Kerkez, who would probably be the starter. Florian Wirtz, where we play him will be interesting. I think it will probably be as number 10 or as a false 9, but there's also the chance he could play off the left. But that's not all from Liverpool. That's just what we know right now, as it's being reported that both Mark Guehi and Alexander Isak could be some targets that we want in this current transfer window. Now, the Mark Guehi situation is interesting because last year it was reported that Newcastle were interested in signing Guehi, and it was upwards of around 60 to 70 million pounds for Guehi, and now I believe Liverpool, it could be upwards of 50 million. I find this transfer interesting because how it impacts Ibrahima Konate and Virgil van Dijk. Now, is Liverpool's goal for Van Dijk and Guehi to be the future of the club, or are Liverpool looking at it like, hey, we could have Konate and Guehi being the future. Virgil's not getting any younger, 2 years left on his deal. Let's bring this guy in, and whatever happens with Konate, we'll see. Obviously there's been a link to Real Madrid. We can't. There's nothing we could do about that at this current moment. And then on top of that, Alexander Isak. I think the big thing Liverpool need right now is a number 9. Obviously, a center back with the quality of Mark Guehi would be fantastic. But if I'm being real, I think Darwin Núñez is probably out the door, with there being several reports from the likes of Fabrizio Romano that Darwin Núñez could be going to Napoli, which I think would be a really good move for him, to be perfectly honest with you. I think his time at the club is probably done. I always thought Darwin was a hard worker, but an up-and-down career thus far with Liverpool. And yeah, I think it's probably likely he leaves, either whether to be to Napoli, the Saudi Pro League, and then we have to look for a number 9. The big number 9, obviously Alexander Isak. But can we afford Alexander Isak after spending all this money? I put that out on my socials. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on TikTok, talking about Alexander Isak and how I think that if we are to make all of these transfers, inclusive of, let's say, Mark Guehi, the likelihood that we sign Alexander Isak is probably unlikely. And it seems as though our fans forget that we're Liverpool and we're kind of frugal with a buck. And for whatever reason, they are like, well, no, we're oil money Reds now. We're just going to spend money willy-nilly. And now I get that to a certain extent, because last transfer window we didn't spend it at all. We didn't buy anyone. I think maybe Chiesa, but even that was a really small fee. So we have the budget of the previous transfer window, then plus any winnings we got from winning the Premier League. We probably have a big pot of money. And there's been reports of John Henry not being as interested in the Boston Red Sox, but I think, even if he's not as interested in the Boston Red Sox and he's more interested in Liverpool Football Club, I think that there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of money that's being rumored to be thrown around. If I had to guess with the Alexander Isak thing, my suggestion or my prediction, so to speak, would be that he is a target that Liverpool are trying to press now, and that could be someone that they try to bring into the next summer transfer window. Because I'm sorry, Wirtz, Guehi, Kerkez, Frimpong, let's say we get all of them, spending more money on Alexander Isak. I mean, I've also been on the record saying on my socials, if we get Alexander Isak, we're going to win the Premier League next season. If we get all of those other signings and then we bring in Alexander Isak, the pure depth and quality that Liverpool Football Club will have, if you were to look at the roster top to bottom, we are the best team, and we're probably going to win multiple trophies next season. It's just a matter of, I think that Isak one would be, where it is and how likely we are to win multiple trophies. But it's a weird time as a Liverpool supporter, because I've supported this team my whole life, but over the past 5 to 8 years, a lot of the players have remained pretty consistent. If Andy Robertson leaves and goes to Atletico Madrid, which has been rumored, we're going to be going into next season with two completely new, a new right back and a new left back. That's going to take some getting used to, I'll be honest with you. But it's certainly interesting times. So while some things will feel different, we still have the likes of Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk, some Alisson Becker, some key players from our past. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. How do you like the new Reds? Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, click the notification bell so you know every time I make a new video. Also, follow me on Twitter. My link is down below in the description. Also, my TikTok is down below in the description. I make daily, weekly footballing content. Appreciate you all for all your support. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.